Air Canada is a Star Alliance member, and you can search their website for award flights using Aeroplan points for flights on Air Canada and for partner flights on other Star Alliance member airlines. This is Travel Award Search, and we're going to do an example search on Air Canada today. In this example, we're going to go from New York City. If you use NYC, it will search all the airports in the New York area, to Frankfurt, Germany, and we're going to target Friday, November 28th, the day after Thanksgiving, to go for Christmas markets. We always search for just one adult to see if any tickets are available on a flight, and be sure and check Book with Aeroplan points. Now it will ask you to sign in to Book with Aeroplan points. If you have an Air Canada credit card or have status with them, you may get better results, but it is not necessary to sign in order to search. So we're not going to sign in right now. You will also get this notice if you're in the US that you're going to the Canada website. Don't worry about that. Essentially, award flights are issued by Air Canada in Canada, as you might expect. The one thing to be aware of is that the taxes and fees will be billed in Canadian dollars, so be sure to use a credit card that does not have a foreign transaction fee. So just hit OK on this message. And it does take a little while to give results. Air Canada Aeroplan points can be earned obviously on Air Canada. They also can be transferred from American Express membership rewards, Bilt rewards, Capital One rewards, or Chase Ultimate rewards, all at a 1-to-1 ratio. Sometimes there are also transfer bonuses that enhance those transfers. A little while ago, Chase had a 20% transfer bonus on Air Canada Aeroplan points. Now again, it will ask me to sign in, which I'm not going to do. And then this is the results screen that you will get. If you go down the page, you can see all the results. They're sorted by their recommendations. And you can see right at the top, if you're looking for economy class flights, you can get a non-stop flight from Newark to Frankfurt for just 35,000 points and 80 Canadian dollars. You can click on each of the columns to sort that column by price, depending on what you're looking for. So if you're looking for premium economy, you can see you can get that for 152,000 points. That's pretty darn expensive for premium economy. Another thing to watch in Air Canada's website is this percentage in premium economy for mixed cabin flights. In this case, it's 92%, which would be fine, but not very good results for premium economy. Now, if we sort by business class, you can see this first one is 60,000 points, but only 10% in business class. So not very good. What you can do here is go to more options and say mixed cabin visual bar, and it will show you in a bar the percentage. So here you can see in the bar that it's very low. So the second one is only 60,000 points, all in business. However, just one seat left, as you can see. Oops, I can't go right on top of it. So let's go down the page and see if we see anything with more seats than that. You see most of these have mixed cabins. Here we go. Doesn't show a limit on the number of seats, and it's 60,000 points with one stop at Heathrow in London for 2 hours and 35 minutes, which is a pretty good time. That would give you enough time in Heathrow. Leaves at 6:40 p.m., gets to Frankfurt about noon. So those are very good timings. Now, when you go into this, it will also show you that there are two options. So you can pay 60,000 points and 107 Canadian dollars, or an additional 14,000 points for a flexible reward. So on the 60,000 point reward, changes and refunds are with a fee, and that fee can be quite significant. On the flexible reward, it's refundable and you just pay the fare difference. If you're not absolutely certain that this is the flight you want, but you want to get it booked, I would recommend using the flexible reward. So if you do that, you hit select, and at that point it will require you to sign in. So here you'll get the trip review page after you've logged in and done this two-factor authentication, and eventually you get here. This flight is on United and on Lufthansa. You can pull up the details here. Since this is on United and on Lufthansa, I would also check the United Airlines website to see how many United points that this would cost. So I'm actually going to go back. If it would make sense for you to travel on Thanksgiving and you wanted to travel business class, there's actually 5 seats available for 60,000 miles in business class non-stop from New York to Frankfurt on United. So that would be quite a buy. But again, it is Thanksgiving Day, so it just depends on your situation there. But it does show also to check other dates, and the more flexibility you can have in your redemptions, the better off you will be. Let's jump back to our original date, and I want to show you a couple things. You can see now that I've logged in, it does show the calendar. It just shows 5 days at a time. One downside of Air Canada's website is it does not have a monthly calendar. You can filter by cabin here. So if you wanted to just look at business class, for example, it'll populate the week with the lowest business class fares. If you use any of the filters down below here, it will not use those filters in the 5-day screen. There are also a couple filters I want to point out to you. I would typically just have one stop or less, especially going from New York to Frankfurt. If there are connection airports you want to go to or don't want to go to, same with airlines, you can select those there. I pick the visual bar on the mixed cabin. There is also an option you can use to exclude the mixed cabin so that you won't see any mixed cabin flights at all. The downside to that is if the mixed cabin flights have 90% in business class, you won't see those either. And again, even if you pick that, what displays in the 5 days up above does not include excluding mixed cabin. So we're going to go down to that same flight we selected, which is this one. And instead of picking the flexible reward, this time we're going to pick the lowest reward. So we can see what the criteria are on cancellations and refunds. So here, if we click this lowest reward, it will bring them up. And here you can see changes, and it's still a little squishy because it says penalty for ticket reissue is between 0 and 100 Canadian dollars. So you truthfully still don't know. I assume it's going to be 100 Canadian dollars, the maximum fee. And that is per passenger. And then cancellations, it says that you can get a partial refund for a partially used ticket, but it will take off the fee there as well. So from here, it does give you options to pay more in cash and less in points. Generally, that is not a good deal, and you want to buy it in points only as long as you have enough available. If you need to just top up a little bit, then it can make sense. So then just continue on down the page. It'll ask you if you want to get their credit card, and if you found something you like, get it booked. This has been Travel Award Search with this example of how to book award flights on Air Canada's website using Aeroplan points. We hope you enjoyed this Travel Award Search video. If you did, please support us by giving us a like, subscribing to the channel, or sharing the video with friends that might be interested too. Check out our Travel Award Search website at, you guessed it, travelawardsearch.com. And join our Facebook group where we post a lot of news about sales and other information on traveling on points, so you can make them go further and travel wisely, travel well. Thank you.